Put a little mud guard on the back of this bike. It's pretty hard to get guards for it, like they just don't exist. So anyway, I've got this little guard, and I've got this tail light. It's pretty close to the original. Like I pulled it apart because when it sits on there, it's going to sit odd. Like I want that to sit up like that, so the tail light sits nice. And see how the number plate brackets, they're supposed to sit something like that. So I'm going to have to chop this thing up and change it all round. It's a bit of a pain in the neck. But if I want it to look something like it did, I'm going to have to change that. So I've cut that through there with the zip cut and bent that down. Now when that sits there, the number plate is going to sit on a better angle. And I'm going to put a little bend in this section up here where my thumb is. I want to bend it so it's up that way more. I don't want it pointing up at the sky. Oh, now, that's good. Now it's the shape I want it. So it'll sit there, and the tail light will sit at a good angle. It won't look stupid. Like it wasn't. It's not a proper Deckson Eagle light, but it looks a lot like it. But this bracket part's different. So anyway, you got to do what you got to do when you're doing this sort of stuff. Just make it work. Right, finally got this guard on for the last time. I'm pretty happy with the way it's come out. I'll put a little grommet here, so I'm going to pass the wire through there. It's going to go up under and come out just here, just behind the seat, so you won't see the tail light wire. That's next. I've had that thing on and off, I don't know, at least half a dozen times, probably more. But yeah, more like 10. Anyway, that's the last time. It's all bolted up. It's got stainless bolts on it. Everything's right. Now I'm putting the tail light on. Super happy with that tail light. It's virtually identical to the original one, and so's the guard. And that was the bad guard. I had two guards. That was the worst one. I was able to repair that, and you can't tell. This actual part of the tail light is identical to the original. This part here was slightly different, but I've made it work. I've changed it around. And like it fits great. Nice and straight. I'll turn the bike around. There you go. It's not much of a picture there, but I'll take it out when I get the front guard on, and I'll put it on the Fuji 480 motor, whatever it is. They got a Facebook thing. I'll put it on that. My wife's got Facebook, so she went on it. And they helped me get some parts for it. So, yeah, I'm sure they'll be happy to see it. Originally they had the guards coming too. I'll just get the guard. No, this is my other guard. This is the good one. I saved the good one for the front because you see most of it. So you can have it up high like that, or you can have it down low like hugging the wheel about there. And I'll just decide which I prefer. My bike had it up high, and the one my dad had it down low. So either way, I'll just see what I decide. Either way, I'm really happy with that. I haven't done the wiring yet. The only thing that's wired is the key. I've got to wire the headlight, the brake light, the horn. That's enough for starters. Actually, there's something else I've got to do to this bike, and I'm going to do it right now. The exhaust is too long. When I was a kid, I cut this exhaust here. I thought it made it look cool. And in an earlier video, I repaired that, and I put this piece of pipe here. And I'm going to cut it about here. I'm going to cut about 6 inches off it. That's about how long it's supposed to be. So whatever, I'm cutting that much off it. And I may make a baffle for it. And there's also one other thing. This white bit, that's not going to stay. I'm going to get some vinyl paint. That's going to get done black. And so that'll be all black. And I'm going to do something. I'm going to do a little trick to that. I won't say too much about that, but when I do it, you'll see what's going to happen. There you go. Just cut it with a hacksaw. It's just too long. That's how long it's supposed to be. It did have a baffle. I may make one. We'll see. It's not that important, but they did have a baffle. I remember I took it out. So I might make a baffle for it. But that white's definitely going on the seat. Here it is. The bike's just about done. Just got to do the wiring. and the back of the seat. Got to change that. I'm just gonna, it's gonna get done black, and I'm gonna have Deckson written there the way it was. But it's pretty much done. That's pretty close to how it looked when it was new. They had the chrome mud guards up high. Like this one was what's called an ag bike. They made two different models of the Deckson Eagle. There was a road bike and an agricultural bike. The only difference between the two, the ag bike had the guard up high, and it had a larger rear sprocket on the rear, and it could go up hills a lot better. And the road bike had a smaller sprocket. It was geared higher. It had high gearing. The other one had low gearing. Anyway, it fires up. It runs nice actually. I'm not going to start it just yet because one thing I do have to change, the O-ring on the Kickstarter. I've got to replace it. It's got a slight gearbox leak. That doesn't stop me from starting it. Anyway, there you have it. The little bike's done. Like I said, I've just got to rewire. We just do the wiring, but these bikes, the wiring's different to like a 4-stroke bike because the headlight runs off the magneto, the rectifier. So it'll only come on when it's started. I've got to look at a wiring diagram to figure out how to hook it up properly. The tail light will come on and the horn will work, but the headlight won't come on. Anyway, I'll make a little video. I'll put a video when I've done the seat, but I'll probably put a mirror on it maybe one day, but probably not. And I'm very happy with how that come out. Those guards, I got them from India, but they had a little bracket on each side. Down here, a bracket came down. I tried to get them to sell them to me without the bracket, and they don't. So I had to carefully grind the bracket off from the inside. Anyway, that's just what I've got. There's nothing else. I probably could have made some, but before, those ones look fine. They didn't cost that much either, so I buy stuff from India is good. I don't know how they make money. Anyway, thanks for that.